right, listen up, because I'm only gonna tell this story once. You think you know what it's like to be laughed at, to be told you're worthless, to have your dreams crushed under the heel of someone else's ignorance? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to take you on a ride through the fiery pits of hell and back again. It all started with a bang. A fucking explosion of humiliation that left me reeling. There I was, standing in front of a room full of suits, my heart pounding like a kick drum as I presented my groundbreaking urban mapping project. I could see it in their eyes. They were impressed. They were amazed. And then, just like that, the rug was pulled out from under me. The city official, a corrupt bastard with more money than morals, stood up and laughed. "This is ridiculous," he said, his voice dripping with disdain. "You're an embarrassment to your family, to your profession, to yourself." I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. And I made a promise to myself. I would show them. I would show them all that I was more than just a joke, more than just a failure. I would prove to them and to the world that I was a force to be reckoned with. So I did what any sane person would do. I dove headfirst into the world of sensory deprivation cartography. Yeah, you heard me right. I started mapping mental landscapes using neuroscience. My colleagues laughed, my family scoffed, but I didn't give a damn. I was on a mission, and nothing was going to stop me. I spent years in solitude, surrounded by machines and data, lost in the depths of the human mind. I was a cartographer of the unseen, a mapper of the uncharted. And slowly but surely, I started to see patterns, to uncover truths that others had ignored. I exposed hidden urban inequalities. I revealed the dark underbelly of society. And I did it all with a smile on my face. But it wasn't easy. Oh no, it was a nightmare. There were times when I wanted to give up, when I wanted to throw in the towel and admit defeat. But I didn't. I pushed through the pain, the doubt, the loneliness. I pushed through it all because I knew deep down in my bones that I was meant for something greater. And then, one day, it all paid off. I stood in front of a room full of people, just like I had all those years ago. But this time, there was no laughter, no mocking tones, no cruel jokes. This time, there was silence. A silence so profound, so heavy, that I could feel it pressing down on me. And then, slowly, the applause started. It was like a wave, a tidal wave of approval, of admiration, of respect. I had done it. I had proven to the world and to myself that I was more than just a joke. I was a fucking genius, a visionary, a pioneer. And as I stood there, basking in the glow of my triumph, I knew that I had finally found my place in the world. But my story doesn't end there. No, it's not that simple. You see, I had one more stop to make, one more person to prove myself to. I had to go home. I walked into my childhood home, the place where it all started, the place where my dreams were crushed and my spirit was broken. And there they were, my family, the people who had laughed at me, who had mocked me, who had turned their backs on me. They were sitting in the living room, their faces a mix of shock and disbelief. "Well, well, well," I said, my voice steady and calm. "Look who's here." My mother, her eyes wide with surprise, stammered, "What are you doing here?" I smiled, a slow, satisfied smile. "I'm here to show you something," I said. "I'm here to show you what I've become." And with that, I pulled out my laptop and played them a video of the barren lands I had transformed into thriving ecosystems, of the hidden urban inequalities I had exposed, of the lives I had changed, the worlds I had created. And as they watched, their faces pale, their eyes wide, I could see the realization dawning on them. They had been wrong. They had been so wrong. When the video ended, there was a long, heavy silence. And then my father, his voice barely a whisper, said, I'm sorry. I looked at him, really looked at him, and I saw the truth in his eyes. He was sorry. He was truly, genuinely sorry. And in that moment, I forgave him. I forgave them all. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. No, it means moving on, growing, learning. And as I stood there, in the place where it all started, I knew that I had grown. I had learned. I had become something more, something greater. And so, with a heart full of forgiveness and a spirit unbroken, I turned and walked away. I left my past behind, I left my pain behind, and I stepped into the future. A future bright, a future full of promise, a future where I was no longer a joke, no longer a failure, but a triumph, a victory. A testament to the power of belief and the strength of the human spirit. And as I walked away, I knew that I had finally found my redemption. I had finally found my peace, and I had finally found my way home.